Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, HaKodash. Double honor to my apostles, a great millstone, and peace and salutation to the hopeful members of the elect, the Bacharim of the house of David that's been preordained, predestined to get delivered in these lasting times and to be the ruling governing body of the nation of Yasha Allah. And exciting times we are truly in. There's so many things happening as of recently. Okay, you have war going on with Iran and Israel now. And you have China funding Iran by, buying their oil. Okay, and we all know that Iran is allied with Russia, China, the BRICS. Elon Musk just recently, his company Neuralink, I'm gonna read it right here. Elon Musk Neuralink implants second patient with brain chip. And then yesterday, okay, as it was Monday yesterday, right, when the markets come back on, Japan just, their stock market experienced like a down spiral. I want to play this video. I just had it. Okay, so let's play this.
Let me show you how easy it is to revolutionize your car's interior. Check out this luxury seat cover.
Organizing in Virginia. There's so much going on.
Benefited tremendously from the persistent weakness in.
Let's go back, actually.
Stocks are selling off globally, with Japanese stocks having their worst day since 1987. For more on what's going on there and how it's impacting us, let's check in with Peter Boockvar. He's the Chief Investment Officer at Bleakley Financial Group and a CNBC contributor. Thank you for being here, Peter, as well.
Hi, Kelly.
Let's start with the Nikkei. We talked about this worst day since 1987, but the worst three-day move we've had since at least 1949. It's a 20% drop for the topics, at least.
The Japanese stock market benefited tremendously from the persistent weakness in the yen. Now, there are other positives that the Japanese economy has been going through, particularly corporate Japan, in terms of corporate governance, returns on equity, unwinding share cross holdings, and so on. So there was a fundamental story to Japan. But I think what this is reflecting in is how much money people borrowed in yen to buy Japanese stocks, among many other assets that are now unwinding.
And this goes back to their rate hike last Wednesday. Same day the Fed was holding rates steady here, the Bank of Japan decided to hike rates. It wasn't exactly their first rate hike, but it was one of just a couple since, March or so? Why did that so quickly kind of push things to the other side of the cart?
Well, it's sort of revealing itself. The Fed started raising rates in March 2022. It took the BOJ 2 years later just to get them out of negative interest rates.
Do you think they should have gone sooner?
They should have gone sooner when inflation was persistently above 2%. But by waiting, every month that went by, more borrowing was taking place in yen. It was the last place in the world to sort of get free money. And that free money, we couldn't necessarily quantify, but we're seeing sort of the result of the unwind now to say, wow, that was massive. We didn't really see it while it was going on to the extent that it's revealed itself to be, but it was obviously massive.
So here's the overnight rate, which we can see was negative for so long. Japan was trying to stoke inflation, and they had it. They had 2% of this, but they didn't move to raise rates until very, very recently. They got off of negative, as we saw in, maybe March. Then they finally hiked again up towards a quarter point last week. But it was this period that you think allowed all of these carry trades to build up?
Exactly, because other central banks, the Fed I mentioned, the ECB, the BOE, the Bank of Canada, all the world central banks are raising rates except the Japanese. So if you're a carry trade person who borrows yen, well, you're borrowing cheap, you're getting a weaker yen, and you're speculating in all these different things, whether it's Bitcoin, gold, or tech stocks. So you were making money on both sides.
Yep, and here's the yen weakening to support that.
Beautifully said, whoever put this in the comment board. All right. Letting it crash on purpose, anarchy, all depth is wiped out globally. If you take the chip, mark of the beast, you are correct. That is the MOTB, one world monetary system, one world religion. Yeah, and it's going to be a domino effect, infect all the markets worldwide, the worldwide economy. Now, will the chip come in right away? No, I mean, it can go either way. I'm just speaking as a man. But they want to condition the people, all right? But it's definitely going to be a financial reset, okay? Maybe by next year, okay? As things are going more digitally. Everything's going more digital. The CBDC, you see it's already implemented in Nigeria, the Bahamas, another country I forgot, all right, Jamaica. And that's what they're doing, all right, gradually. Everything's going digital. These cars are going digital, are electric, all right? It's all connected. To create their 15-minute cities and create this new world order, all right, the fourth industrial revolution, okay? Klaus Schwab was saying how everything's going to change globally. Everything. It's going to be a restart, the great reset, okay? So we're just that much closer now, you know? There's going to be a domino effect, all right?
All the way really here through its peak just about a month ago. July 10th was when the Mag 7 peaked. We're down 20% since then. Similar move here. The yen has gone straight down to about 144 today. What do we watch for now?
So I think we need to see this sort of exhaust itself. The Japanese market has essentially crashed. 1987, when you have crash in 1987 in the same sentence, it tells you this is rather dramatic. The Taiwanese stock market at its worst day since 1967.
And Korea too.
And Korea too. So I do think this is about to exhaust itself. Now, is that the all clear? I'm not so sure, because we also have other worries like economic growth and questioning the AI trade and whether tech can continue to lead the way. So this
of course,
is sort
it all has to happen at the same time.
Well, that's the thing. This all came together all at once at the same.
And the U.S. dollar is weakening. It's being devalued. It's not backed by gold. All right, it's fiat. And now, as of recently, Saudi Arabia didn't sign the papers to continue their relationship with the U.S. dollar. Okay, because that's what the U.S. dollar was backed by, black gold. They call it oil. So this place is crumbling. You know. And again, they're pushing towards a digital system, you know, digital currency. But ultimately, it will come to that chip. That's going to be implemented, okay? You know, they're doing it in gradualism, all right? When is it going to come? We don't know. We're watching, okay? We're watching, all right? But don't get simple. Don't think the chip is going to be here next month, all right? But we're watching everything being played out. It's the Most High's movie, and it's all being done in certain scenes. The Lord has all, you know, His pieces set, you know, in order. Okay, but by next year, hey, it's gonna be a whole new world, most definitely. All right, it's gonna get tighter and tighter, you know, and ultimately that chip will come, and then World War III, and then the return of our Lord Yahushua, the destruction of this place. All right. We get those elites in the underground cities and we put them in slavery, you know? So beautiful, exciting times we are truly in, all right? We are truly in, you know? And coming this election, just wait and see, all right? We have to wait and see. I believe Trump might just get back in. All right, speaking as a man again, all right? These are my personal opinions, all right? But we know that what prophecy says. The chip, World War III, Yahushua returns, all right? All the little, you know, the fillers in the story, we just got to wait and see. But it's going to be a lot of anarchy, you know, civil unrest. That's all coming, okay? You know, survival of the fittest, okay? But the Lord's going to be with His elect. He's going to protect them. Actually, let me get a scripture, all right? I don't want to ramble too much. Okay, 2 Esdras, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I had told thee before, and we're measuring the time through what? Through prophecy. Looking at the news. Okay, watching. Being on that spiritual watchtower. And we're seeing the enemy coming in. Revelation 12, verse 12. He knows that he has but a short time. Esau, Edom, right, the elites. So they're hurrying up with their agenda, okay? That's why they're doing everything. They're breaking down this place systematically. They're attacking the food chain, attacking the resources, all right? They're controlling the narrative with their false propaganda, you know? Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which He made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes upwards of the people in the world, right? And there's been crazy earthquakes. We already know that last year, hell, this year, you know. That's crazy. Woo, dang. Now I just thought about it. This year started with Japan getting rocked with that big earthquake. That's spiritual. I don't know. I just literally thought about that right now. That was kind of like a sign, like, dang, now look at Japan. They're one of the first countries of this year where their market is crashing. Man, whoo. Hey, hey, call y'all Bashim Ashai. And then upwards the people. You know, it's a lot of, actually, let me just get a video. Okay, in Venezuela and Nigeria. You know, it's fucking full on uproar and anarchy. Okay. Look at this. Oh, wow. This is the UK. Hold on. That's spiritual.
Here is how to be a video gamer forever in less than 60 seconds. Now, hear me out. If you're anything like me, then...
Shut your black ass out.
Okay,
that's English. Wow. But Venezuela, they're doing upwards and rises as well, too. Okay, so that was
Welcome
UK.
back. You're watching Live Now from Fox.
Let's get to the point. Come on.
Of all marches rally later on that day in Caracas. I do want to bring into the conversation now to continue discussing.
Doing upwards because, you know, Maduro got elected as president again, and the civilians over there, the Venezuelans, which is the tribe of Asher, they're Israelites, they're upset.
All of these developments and what we have seen throughout this last week. We have Eduardo Gamera, an FIU professor. Eduardo, thanks so much for taking the time to join us today. I'd like you to start by talking to us about what we've seen throughout this last week. Officially 7 days since that election took place.
So it says Venezuela is in the midst of protests as citizens rally in anger against an allegedly fraudulent election whereby President Nicolas Maduro claimed victory. However, according to the voting seats tallied and obtained by Maduro's opposition, show Edmundo Gonzalez to be the winner and next leader of Venezuela. So they're upset, you know, and again, I've seen the other videos. It's like anarchy out there, you know, they're protesting, all right?
In Venezuela, we've seen such an outcry internationally, really, by the results of those elections. But are you surprised by what we've seen?
Let's go to this one right
now to the growing crisis in Venezuela. Thousands taking to the streets to protest the widely disputed re-election of President Nicolas Maduro. The U.S. and several other countries now recognizing the opposition leader as the winner and calling for negotiations to ensure a peaceful transfer of power. Here's ABC's Patrick Reevell.
Tonight, thousands taking to the streets in Venezuela
to Nigeria.
I've directed that tariffs and other import duties should be removed on rice, wheat, maize, sorghum.
Okay, let's read. It says the protests that took place in Nigeria last week and that led to the deaths of at least 21 people had a political agenda and were meant to undermine the government. Nigerian President Bola Tinubu said in his first public speech since the demonstrations began. Tinubu called for a suspension of the protests and for those taking part to embrace dialogue. So yeah, it's exciting times everywhere, you know. So I just want to make this quick lesson, this quick video. Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Ashai. Very exciting times we're in, indeed, very exciting times. With that, Shalom.